Okay, hi everyone. I am here to talk about something in relation to the face. I am going to discuss eyebrows. Can't see much of them because the hair is definitely doing its magic. But through these past couple of days, I had a little bit of an intense and very stressful week of work. I've been doing data, just kind of clenching my face and analyzing stuff for a very long time. And I realized that my eyebrows started drooping, right? And that kind of made my face a bit more masculine, to be honest. So I don't know how, but like I started realizing when I did my eyeliner that something was off. So I was thinking, like, what do we do wrong? We do the same makeup every single day. There must be something. So I realized that this eyebrow in general was dropping a lot more than the other one. And I kind of stretched it up a little bit, and then I remembered I've seen some girls that did some little eyebrow massage scenario and then that lifted their brows up, right? So this is what I decided to do, and this is what I did through this past week, pretty much the whole week. And I started realizing my face started kind of coming alive a bit more. And also, my face started lifting up and looking a bit more open instead of like grumpy and angry and tense. So I started doing these massages. What I do usually is I put my hand here under my eyebrows, on the hairs, pretty much on the brow, and I slowly push them up with pressure and then out. Right? So these are the kind of techniques I'm trying to do here to get rid of this tension in this eye area. Besides this, I also do something in relation with the nose and then maybe the chin. I don't need to do these, but I'm just trying to keep my face and blood flow going consistently. And in this, I'm trying to hope that it will be more alive, look a bit more healthy, and the blood circulation moves on easier. So that's something that I got to work with very recently, and I felt really good. And throughout the past couple of days, I've been feeling pretty good, pretty happy. Took a couple of pictures. Work is going very well. Social life, not very much, honestly, but nothing to complain about. So, on the other hand, I have also been pretty sexually aroused for some reason, right? So I'm not having any intercourse with anyone at this moment, but I did do a little digging, try to see whether I am still turned on by the same things that turned me on before. So I just went to, what do you call that? P Hub. So Pornhub, who cares? And I started looking for all the different varieties of different people having sexual intercourse. And so I looked at men masturbating, women masturbating alone, because I watched a researcher talk about how they did a trans men research with arousal, and they found that in general, trans men and trans women are more likely to be bisexual than their peers. Well, not exactly, because the data also show that women, cis biological women in general, tend to be more likely to become bisexual, which is kind of interesting, but also not very interesting, because if you analyze bonobos, which are kind of very close relatives of ours, they also have sexual intercourse, females to females, and that kind of explains why the clitoris is outside and the playground is pretty much out in the open, which is cute. So I did some digging, watched some men masturbate, watched some women masturbate, watched some trans women, and then trans men, and then just normal. What I realized with the men masturbating, it's not fun because they don't really make it like the cinematography is not really that good. So there's no, let's say, good angle, nice colors, great background. And that for me was just like, I can see your clothes. You're sitting on a toilet. Like, how is this going to be arousing? The women on the other side touching themselves. it was definitely a vibe. They're sitting, lying down somewhere. There's some interesting lighting happening, maybe candles, very interesting angle, sometimes sunset, so you can see the brown skin. So I was thinking about this and I had to look back again to the guys and find some guy with lubricant, nice angle, good lighting, and I was definitely turned on for different reasons. I'm not going to say why it turns me on, but it does work. Um, when I looked at trans women having sex, not very interesting. When I looked at trans men having sex, also not very interesting. What was interesting is hetero men having sex with hetero women. Basic. But from this perspective, I was not really interested in the man. I was interested in the woman being, was she having fun? Was she put in the right position? Looking at her face, is she enjoying this? Is she just acting? You could probably tell she's acting. But also, one of the other things were if she actually enjoyed and took lead in some cases of, I want this happening to me, or I'm also like moving my body. I'm also, doing something instead of having the guy do everything. On the other hand, I definitely like when the guy's thing is thick enough and long enough. Otherwise, nothing happens. Right? So this is kind of interesting. Thinking of that study that this trans person did with trans men, I could tell that this research could be biased depending on, well, what kind of video did the guys get? What kind of video did the girls get to see if they get aroused? I definitely get aroused by very specific things at this point, and definitely the D is pretty much what I crave. And I've been having some cravings for the last couple of days for certain size, certain thickness, certain length to be filled up in certain ways. With women, on the other hand, like I just look at their bodies now. Interesting. And like also look at their vaginas and kind of see how they look, how they, interact, and so on, which is kind of educational in such a way to do this kind of research. I just call it research. But I might be meeting people tonight. I'm going out with some friends right now to get some food, and then there are some events happening. So we're going to see what happens after that. But this lighting is just weird. So I'm going to head out right now. I'll see you later. Bye.